Ladies and gentlemen, that was heavyweight boxing. When people turn on a heavyweight boxing match, that is exactly the type of entertainment that they were looking for. I mean, you had two big, skilled guys that were going in there and getting after it. And they were fighting, surprise, surprise, like they had everything on the line. Like it was their dream fight that was waiting for them just over the horizon. Because the winner knew that he was going to be stepping in there against Alexander Usyk. Right? The guy who is on Mount Rushmore right now. I mean, the guy who went out there and just decimated the heavyweight division. Went over there, snatched up all the belts, stuck his flag in the ground. He's sitting there with all of them. Got all of the hardware. Man, everybody wants to be in the position to fight that guy. But the thing that's funny about this is that Joseph Parker was already there. Joseph Parker was already the guy. I mean, how often do you find yourself in the position right there, ready to get everything that it is that you've been wanting, everything that you've been working for as long as you've been in this game, and he decides to go another route, decides to take a slight detour, like he's just going to go off and make this side quest. I'm going to fight Fabio Wardley, and I get it. You know, he was a big favorite going into this one. Personally, I thought Joseph Parker was going to be able to come out with the victory, but it's heavyweight boxing, man. Anything can happen. And that is exactly what we saw. We knew going into this one that Fabio Wardley was a puncher. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that Joseph Parker was the more skilled boxer. I mean, when you look at the run that Parker's been on, he went out there and fought some murderous punchers. Goes out there, Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang, Martin Bakole. But all of these guys that are going out there scorching guys with their power, here's Joseph Parker. Never been the biggest, never been the strongest, never been the fastest. He's just the guy who goes out there and gets it done, right? Went on this kind of resurgence lately, smokes these guys. Everybody is saying that he's the guy. Everybody's saying that he's the one who should be in the position to get this fight. He knows it. Usyk knows it. We all know it. We're just waiting. Usyk is on the sidelines a little bit, and we're biding our time. We've been seeing a lot of good heavyweight boxing lately. People aren't squabbling about this. We know this fight's going to come. And all of a sudden, Parker goes and takes the detour. And man, he was doing good. It wasn't like he came out flat. It wasn't like he came out and he wasn't the Joseph Parker that we've known, that he didn't have some skill set as though he was underestimating this guy and wasn't ready. He came out there and performed. When he got stopped in this fight, one of the judges had him up 6 rounds. One of the judges had him up 2 rounds. One of them had it even personally. I had him up rounds as well. I wasn't really counting, but if you look at it, it was obvious to me that the man was winning the fight. He was going out there and he was the guy who more often than not was inserting his will, getting the fight the way that he wanted, putting in positions that he wanted to be in, landing the harder shots, landing more punches, all of those things. All right, Joseph Parker was the man who was in control of that fight. Everybody who was watching it up until that point had to feel that way. Now, both guys had been hurt previously in the fight. You know, it's funny. Wardley in the post-fight interview says he was never hurt, but he also admits that he was getting caught with big shots. Now, I can't go out there and call the man a liar. I can't say that he was buzzed if he was saying that he wasn't, but I was watching that fight, and we all know how hard Joseph Parker can punch, and he was landing some hard, clean shots on Wardley. He had to feel great about it, even in the post-fight. They asked Parker about it, and he was like, dude, I was catching him with some punches, but he is a strong man, a determined man, a man who has character. For Wardley to be able to take the shots that he took from a puncher like Parker. And let's flip that around. And let's talk about all those times that Wardley was unloading on Parker. Had him against the ropes and he was landing some shots. And he ate him, man. He ate him. So both of these guys were giving it. Both of them were taking it. Both of them were out there trying to make it happen. And this Wardley character, I mean, think about this guy. 9 years ago. He's only 30 years old. You go back when he was 21. 9 years ago. He's fighting white-collar fights. He's working professionally, white-collar jobs, fighting on this, a little white-collar circuit, just going out there, blowing some steam off, whatever the case may be. Clearly, this man was not on a path or any kind of recognized path or established path to go out here and be fighting for the championship of the world. There is no one in the world who, when Joseph Parker was going out there and fighting Andy Ruiz and sticking his flag in the ground and trying to make his claim for what he was going to do, or Alexander Usyk was running through things, there's nobody who was looking to be like, hey, you heard of this Wardley guy? Has anybody out here been talking about Fabio Wardley? Because I went down to the gym and I saw him, white-collar boxer the other day, and I think that if we work with him, that he's got what it takes to make it happen. Man, what a joke, man. But he turns around and goes out there and goes on this run. So it's crazy. It's crazy the things that can happen. And here's one of the other little wrinkles to the whole thing. Joseph Parker doesn't have too many losses on his resume. But one of the losses that he does have is to a man named Dillian Whyte. The same Dillian Whyte that went and found Fabio Wardley and now manages him. And Fabio Wardley comes in and gets this huge upset victory. So it's interesting. All the stories and the dialogues and the themes and the messages and everything that goes through with boxing, man. It truly is crazy. But, man, you have to be gutted if you're Joseph Parker right now. He was in a great position. He's been fighting great lately. Been getting all these wins. You know, he's been making things happen, working with Andy Lee, who's himself been incredibly hot and making things happen. And then to be this close, to be right there, come up empty. But he said he didn't regret it, and I don't doubt the man for a second. He's got so much going on. He's still relatively young himself. I believe he's 32 years old, so he will be able to come back and make it happen. And one of the things that I didn't like was in this post-fight interview, you see all these reporters asking him questions like that. Are you still going to go on? What's going to happen? Things like, come on, man. If this dude won this fight, he was going to be next to fight Usyk. If he wouldn't have taken this fight, he would have just sat on the sidelines. He was next to fight for everything. So he goes out there. This is a fight that he's winning, looked great at, felt great. Again, he wasn't flat. He didn't come out and underperform. He didn't underwhelm. He came out here and was looking very good, doing all of the things that you would expect him to do. So just because he comes out on the wrong side of that, all of a sudden you're talking about, what are you going to do next? Are you going to hang it up? Or is it too much? Have you lost all your steam and your motivation and everything else? Like, come on, man. This dude is a fighter. Has he not proven how skilled and how tough and how motivated he is already? Man, Joseph Parker is going to put those gloves back on, man, and he's going to start punching somebody else in the head. So I will always be looking forward to seeing that man step in the ring. Let me know what you guys think. If you were in his position, would you have played it that same way, or would you wait on the sidelines for Usyk? What did you think about this performance he was putting on? And what do you think about Wardley? Let me know.